photocopy kò easy, meaning that you want to imitate me, you cannot imitate someone 100%. So in the process of trying to imitate someone, you may forget one or two things about the person, and you need somebody to remind you. That's what the prompter does. The prompter reminds the actors of their forgotten lines or forgotten actions. That's what a prompter does. Reminds the actors of their forgotten lines. The prompter reminds the actors of their forgotten lines. The prompter reminds the actors of their forgotten lines. Move to the next one. Fast. Fast. The fast is used to talk about the fast is used to talk about the fast helps us to know about a type of comedy that we can see as high comedy. The fast is a very serious comedy. It's a very serious comic play. When I mean seriousness, I mean that the play is so funny that the audience will have no other choice but to laugh a whole lot. The comedy is a very funny play. I mean, a farce is a very funny play, even far, far funnier than comedy. Because the characters in the play, they have a way of disguising themselves. Disguising their faces, rather, in order to amuse the audience. In a farce, the characters disguise their faces in order to amuse the audience. In a farce, the characters disguise their faces in order to amuse the audience. In a farce, the characters disguise their faces in order to amuse the audience. In a farce, the characters disguise their faces in order to amuse the audience. The characters disguise their faces in order to amuse the audience. That's what a farce is all about. And very funny characters, very funny characters performed in such story are the characters. They amuse you, they make you laugh. That's the joy of it all. The next one is verse. What is verse? A verse can be seen as a line or group of lines that are forming a separate stanza in a poem. A line or group of lines forming separate stanzas in a poem. Verse is also popularly known as a poem. You can use verse to mean poems. You can use verse to mean poems. Verse also means poems. That's how we have blank verse, rhymed verse. You see that? Free verse, and that is that. Blank verse, rhymed verse, free verse. Those are the three major types of verses. Then you move over to sin. 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 Move over to sin. S-C-E-N-E. Sin is a dramatic term. Sin is a dramatic term. You use scene is the smallest unit, the smallest division of a dramatic work. The scene helps you to understand that there is an action taking place in a particular location at a particular time. When you are acting in this hall, you call it scene 1. As you move from the hall to where your car is, you've not entered, scene 2. As you open the car, enter inside and shut the door, scene 3. As you drive the car on the road, so you're driving the car on the road, scene 4. To get to where you are going, you open the gate and you've left the road, enter a compound, scene 5. Scene 5. As you enter inside the house, the new house you are traveling to, scene 6. So use scene to indicate where an action takes place. Use scene to indicate where actions take place in a play. The next one is contrast. Contrast in literature is used to show striking difference. Contrast is used to show striking difference. Contrast is used to show striking difference. I want to believe you are enjoying the class. You don't copy notes. I'll still give you problems. Don't be a lazy boy. Contrast is used to show striking difference. Contrast is used to show striking difference between two things. It can be human being, can be two different things in a work of art. Contrast is used to show striking difference between things in a story, in a work of art. You contrast things. You can compare and contrast between two characters. Compare and contrast between two ideas. They can ask you in your exam, contrast, compare and contrast the lifestyle of Lakunle and that of Baroka in The Lion and the Jewel. The lifestyle of Lakunle and that of Baroka in The Lion and the Jewel. You see that anytime they ask you a question like that, it is evident that there must be something different between those two characters. So when you talk about contrast, we want you to show distinctions, show clear differences between two parties. And we move to mask. We move to mask. In literature, the mask is a type of drama. The mask is a type of drama, interesting and amusing as well. But in such play, the characters amuse the audience in their own way. The characters wear masks on their faces to perform. Mask is a type of drama performed by the characters with masks on their faces to pass their messages across to the audience. So it's a form of drama performed by the characters who put on masks on their faces to perform their roles, to act and pass messages across to the audience. And that is mask. You move to the next one. First person narrator. The first person narrator. 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 The first person narrator. The first person narrator is a storyteller. The first person narrator is a storyteller. That can also be described as a participant narrator. The first person narrator is a storyteller. That can also be described as a participant narrator. The first person narrator is a storyteller that can also be described as a participant narrator. He is a storyteller that can also be described as a participant narrator. It's a storyteller that can also be described as a participant narrator. This first person narrator acts in the story. He is telling. You hear something like, when I was a little boy, there was a time I traveled with my father. I stayed in that place we traveled to for 2 years. At a point, I decided to go home to see my other siblings and my mother. So, the first person narrator is a storyteller that is also a character in the story he is telling. Is that clear? It's a storyteller that is also a character in the story he is telling. A storyteller that is also a character in the story he is telling. A storyteller that is also a character in the story he is telling. That's the first person narrator. A storyteller that's also a character in the story he is telling. And what makes it first person? Because the first person pronoun is richly used in this type of work. The first person pronoun is richly used in this type of work. The first person pronoun is richly used in this type of work. Like first person pronouns, we use them a lot, like I, me, we, us, mine, myself, ourselves, ours. You see that the pronoun, anytime you use such pronoun, the person that we are talking about is also inclusive. It's also inclusive. And if you use such pronoun, that means you are involved in it. And now that's how our narrator behaves. I showed you an example of that one in Wuthering Heights. Then I can still show you here. That's what this my friend did. We've seen the first person narrator. I'll move over to soliloquy. Soliloquy. Soliloquy is a dramatic technique, basically. It's a form of dramatic technique in which which a character on stage reveals what he has in mind. Thinks aloud, reveals his intention. You see that? I said a soliloquy is a dramatic technique employed when a character on stage thinks aloud. When a character on stage thinks aloud. When a character on stage thinks aloud, and that's soliloquy. When a character on stage thinks aloud, then soliloquy is at work. When the character on stage thinks aloud, soliloquy is at work. When a character on stage
before we start acting the play, you come out and introduce the play. That is called the play. You come out and introduce the play. And that is called program. For the play commences. Come out and introduce the play. That is called program. The play commences. The chorus comes out to introduce it. That is called prologue. The importance of prologue.
One of them is that it can tell you what has happened earlier before the play want to start. 25 years ago, a king, a young child was born. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to watch a beautiful play here, titled The Pride of a King. And you enter the stage as a chorus and say, in a far country that I cannot name, I'm trying to take words from William Morris, when Proud King. In a far country that I cannot name, and on a year long ages passed away, A king there dwelt in rest and ease and fame, and richer than the emperor is today. The very thought of what this man might say from dusk till dawn kept many a lord awake. For fear of him did many a great man quake. None dare talk to him about his life. Young was he when he first sat on the throne, and he was wedded to a noble wife. And on a dais must he sit alone. But some years later, this king grew and became 25 years. And here comes the king. As the king is coming now, the narrator will leave the stage, and the play begins. If you check that narrator's job, the job of the chorus, he has introduced the play to you. He has told you what has happened earlier, before now. So it will help you a lot to understand the play. So one big importance of prologue is that it helps you understand the play better. That's the idea. It helps you understand the play better. It helps you understand the play better. The next one is epilogue. The next one is epilogue. The next one is epilogue. Next one is epilogue. An epilogue is like the opposite of prologue. The epilogue is like the opposite of prologue. This epilogue is a concluding part of the play after the play has ended. They finish acting the play. Read. I think we have it in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Let me see. Midsummer Night's Dream. After the play has ended, Puck enters the stage and says, "Think but this, and all is mended." It says, "If we shadows have offended," meaning if we that have acted, if we've hurt you. You know, there are times you go watch some movie, you think they are acting your life. You think they are calling your name because your name maybe your name is Elizabeth. I don't know. Maybe your name is Elizabeth. And in the play, they call somebody Elizabeth. And this person is a very bad person in the play, bad character. And all through the time you sit there to watch the play, you are not happy because why would they call my name? And now, after the play, Puck says, "If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended." If you have offended, you just forgive us. That you have but slumbered here while this vision did appear, and this weak and idle thing, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long before the Puck's a liar call. We're going to If we've done anything wrong, we can make amends before you start calling me a liar. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands, if we'll be friends, and Robin shall restore amends. Give me your hands, if we'll be friends. Meaning, clap for us, if we are friends, and Robin shall restore amends. So after watching a play, after the play has ended, there's always this character called the chorus that can come out, appreciate those that have been sitting down all day to watch, to tell them thank you for watching. That is what an epilogue is all about. Another thing we should look at here should be actors. Actors. It's also a dramatic technique. Actors. Actors are not characters. No. Actors are not characters. But actors are human beings who do acting for a living. Actors are human beings who do acting for a living. Actors are human beings who do acting for a living. Actors are human beings who do acting for a living. And their job is to assume the role of the characters in a book, in a play. They assume the role of the characters in a play that has been written down in form of books, and they come out to act or display these roles as if it's their life. You see, they come out to display, to act on stage. It is the characters that act on stage. It is the actors that act on stage, not the characters.